Good morning and welcome to my channel, and I'm here with another vintage music page pocket. As I said, I've had this large book from the 1800s of this. So what I'm going to start doing today is making a wizard pocket and just a neutral one. For the neutral one, I'm not sure what I'm using it for at the moment. But I've got a custom order for 2 wizard journals for a 12-year-old and a 10-year-old. So I'm going to be doing them. Now this one, I'm folding down about there. I'm keeping the rough edges on this one. This is going to be the neutral. So it folds down to about there, I think. Or am I a little bit too high maybe? Yeah, maybe a little bit too high there. And that covers there. Yep. That's fine. And then the same with this one. Fold to about there. And then bring this down to there. Okay, I'll work on the neutral one first. And for that, I've got, this is where, if I've got part kit papers left over, I use, and I want something to go. No, these are too narrow. I'm not worried about what it is particularly. Just something a bit. Now there's some wallpaper there that could go. Oh. And then there's this. Ooh. Maybe I can use that. Oh yes, that fits up there nicely. I will use this for this one. And then I think I'm going to put this, and I will go slightly over the edge there, there, and there. So I'll just cut these. Okay, I have stuck this one down and I've inked all the way round, and I've only inked on the inside here and just round these flaps here. They're the only bits showing. The back will be glued onto the page. So I just have to stick this one down now. I'm going to go sort of like that because I've got a bit missing there. I can always go back in with my glue to make sure it is stuck. Again, this is something else that you can use up like I've just done, some bits and pieces you've got that will use up things. I really am trying this year to use up things I've got. Now the point of these is obviously when I folded it, it's upside down, these 2 pieces. Like here. So this just covers that up, but when you open it's going to be up the right way, which is what you want. Now I want to put a very small, I've got one of these tiny little clips that come on here, and you have to do this first before you do anything else, before you glue anything down. So roughly the middle, which I'm going to go, you know, I'm not being accurate at all by any means. I want that to clip up there. I want that in the middle. So about there. I will put a hole through and this can get quite fiddly. But again, I bought these a couple of years ago and I've not used them, so I thought it was about time I did. Well, that went through quite easy, like that. You don't want to press it down too much because this is coming down and this will clip over there to hold that down like that. So I'm just going to put some washi on the back of it. So anything we put in there will be okay. And then I'm putting some washi along the fold here, just so that I've reinforced it a bit. Should make it a crisp fold like that. That's better, I can see it. That'll go on there. Just trim the edges off. I haven't asked, are you all well? We have sunshine. Hey, I'm not sure when this is coming out, but this is 2 days after the last lot of rain. I think this might be coming out next week, after a week after I filmed it. Not sure yet. And we've not had rain for 2 days. Our reservoirs are over full, so we should be no drought this summer, hopefully. But we are at the stage where quite a few of us are fed up with the rain, as much as we know we need it. So just put that down there and glue that down. There. But at least now we have sunshine. I'm out for lunch today with some friends. And I like these over here. They have what they call the Menu del Dia, which is 3 courses plus half a bottle of wine for something like 10, 12 euros, which is about just over $10, $12, or about £9 sterling. So they're in local Spanish restaurants and you get very rustic food, but it is lovely. Okay, so that's that one done. I want to do this one, and I've got some of this collage paper from the kit that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be doing some more with these. The kit I'm going to be using for the Wizard journal that I've got. Come over there for a minute. And I was thinking of this along here. There. And then this one, maybe this on top here. I'm not too worried, it's cutting pieces in half. Anyway, I will now go and cut them as well and ink them and then put them onto here. Okay, I've inked and stuck these down. Now again, I want to do the closure, but I'm not doing the same one this time. I've taken one of the pieces from the kit, an oval, and I'm going to use that as the closure so that it will swivel like that. So I need to get this approximately in the middle. Again, I'm not too worried with all of this, and I will do it in the middle of this, down the bottom there. Hopefully going through, yes. Bring that down again, I better just double check that. So if it's there and it swivels, yes. about there. Going through, and then I'm just putting a brad through again, and exactly the same process there. And as you can see, I'm not pressing it down because I want it to be able to swivel. If I wanted it permanently, I would use a metal ruler to push this down a bit more, and then some washi tape over the top, just that when I put tags and things in there, it will stop there. I like that. That's a different closure. Again, using up some of the ephemera that you have. And now what I need to do, before I do that actually, is do this part here and put some washi along here. I did ink it, didn't mean to. About there. I'm using the Tim Holtz washi for now. Again, I got given it for Christmas this year. I think it was. It might be my birthday. And as my birthday's November, I get confused of what I'm actually get when. So I'm using this. I had about 3 or 4 lots of it got given to me. And then the other thing I want to do is put a small piece of lace, which I've got this bit left over, along here, like that, just down there on the flap. Obviously it can't go over the crease because you've got to bend it. So just like that. Yeah. There's my scissors. Whoops. Put that. Like that. And then again, just glue this up. And then we're on to making tags and journal cards to go inside. So again, I'm using these bits up again, and for this journal card, this is for this one. I'm also using the floral Polaroids from Raindrop Lila, and I've chosen this one to go on here as a backing. I will just, I think, trim this down here. I do need to see. This piece may have to come off the bottom there, because what I've got is this to go in here. And this is printed, just some script printed on some newspaper print. And again, I did this ages ago and haven't done anything with them. So I want to put that in there. Obviously, I need to turn it up so that it fits like that. And then I want this sort of tucked in. It might be a little bit too big. I think I may need to cut this down, tear this bits. Okay, what I've got to do now is glue this to here, ink round. The other thing I want to do is I've got some here, I've got some, oh dear, texture paste. No, this is acrylic paint on an old book page. And I wanted to put a piece in the corner here. Tear it round. So it sort of gets round to there. just to give it, I know it's quite well decorated, these pieces of paper. That's it. And they just have to trim that bit off there. I wanted to put that on there. And then also is use some of these Love Junk Journal tags, labels, maybe say tags, and maybe use a green one, a skinny green one, along there with a small red here. And what else have I got in the brown? Oh, I like that. It's a bit bold, isn't it? I need a small pick. Maybe not so. Just a small collage here, there, I think. Oh, that's from the Wizard. So that's like that. Okay, now to go on to the Wizard one. Sorry, before I go on to the Wizard one, I wasn't very happy with this. So I think I would just want to put something onto it. And again, I've got some more Love Junk journals. This one is the botanical labels. And I was thinking something like that. And then maybe another thing was a wax seal. Green ones aren't quite right, are they? Oh, I like that one. Yeah, we'll go with that one. Yeah, definitely that one. So just to stick this down. See, I'm having glue issues. I think it needs thinning. I have to put acetone into it, nail polish remover, and it thins it down a lot better. And I haven't done it for ages. In fact, all my glues, even this, needs a bit of water and a bit more glue. They're all running out. So I need to get them done. Okay, that's that one. Now back to this one and what I want to make. I want to do a tag here. So I'm going to cut it down here and then figure out the height of it. Like that. This needs to go in here. I don't want it higher than up there. I'm going to cut some of the book off. I'd like that to be sort of about there. It's a pity. I'd like to take that, but if you put it in there, it's going to be quite low. But I could do the journal card bigger, couldn't I? That's what I'll do. I do that there. Yeah. Okay, and then for the journal card, I've got another collage sheet here I can use. Now, again, it's what am I going to cut off? I was going to go along here, down here. Okay, change of plan. When I went to cut this, I realised I had this piece and I might as well use this instead of breaking into a brand new sheet. It doesn't quite fit. So I am going to have to trim, but I've got quite a bit here that I can trim down. I like that. Okay, I'll just go and back these in some tea dye paper as well. Okay, I've inked this, stuck it on, backed it. Now I just want to do a bit of decoration, and from a previous video about the fabric dangles, I'd taken this off of a sort of napkin. And what I want to do now is put a piece just along there, at the bottom there. There. What I am thinking with all this neutral things I'm doing is a paper bag journal, but cutting all the paper bags open. I'm not sure yet. I want to put something up the corner there. And again, I've got Love Junk journals. Yeah, I'm looking at you. I've got a lot of paper bags. As I break the paper bags open, I make pages out of them. And then I'm thinking of collage on some of the pages, or wallpaper, paper, I'm not sure. As I said, I'm trying to use what I've got, really, really trying to use what I've got, unless I run out like I have here. I've got the refill for the vintage photo oxide distress oxide, but I've filled it a few times and it's still just as bad. I don't like it at all. So I've treated myself to a new ink pad. Okay, so this just goes in here. You could even put something on the bottom here or up the top on the corner. That might be an idea. I'll see when I come to use it what I'm going to do with it. Anyway, that sits in there quite nicely, and that goes over the top. So that's that one. And then I've got these two. And for these, I'm looking at doing a small sort of, on that there, a collage, but maybe, I don't know, something down the side here as a collage. And again, I've got some bits and pieces from the kit. See, I like that. And then I've got some Love Junk journal stuff again to use up. Yeah, adds a bit of interest. And I think also I'm going to punch the corners. Oh yeah, I like this one. Now I want to do a collage on this one, sort of there, of some labels with a focal point. Oh yes. Right, labels with a focal point. Choosing a focal point is, oh, yeah. And then again, some Love Junk journals. So there we go. I've done both of them now. I don't intend to put anything like a tag bit in it until I've done the journal, as I'm not too sure how thick it's going to be. And that will fit in there. And that's over there. And then we have this one, with these in. Oh, I'm really pleased with them. Okay, thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, the notification bell, and subscribe if you haven't. And thanks very much for being here. And I'll speak to you all again soon. Bye.